So this morning we got the front end put together off camera. We got 3-piece spindles, QA1 ball joints, and we got everything put in. Everything's new, and now we're working on the cockpit. Okay, so we got the cockpit floor in. I cleaned the pedals up and put them in there, the seat mounts in there, so all we have to do is get ready for the seat to go in. Okay, so we just put a seal in there in the transmission so oil won't come out. Daddy, can you tell us about the collar?
So these Saginaw transmissions have two different collars, two different diameter collars, and depending on what bell housing you have, you may have to change the collar. This one had a small diameter collar. Your bell housing takes a large diameter, so we changed to the large diameter and replaced the seal that rides in here that seals against the shaft.
Alright, so now we're gonna put the bell housing on the motor and get ready to start putting the engine in the car. Alright, so we have the bell housing on the motor now and the transmission. We have the throwout bearing clearance good, so we're fixing to get ready to go put it in the car. So we got the motor in the car. It's bolted in there, motor plate's bolted. Now we move on to the next thing. Okay guys, so like I was saying in the last video, the orange glows under a dark light or black light. And so as you can see, it's glowing a lot. Really like that feature, and that's what PowderDat can do for you. Alright, so we got the new drag link, new tie rods put on today, new idler arm. Everything for the steering components are new. We put new upper A-frames on it. Lower A-frames got put on it today. 3-piece spindle we put on there. We were able to get the motor mounted in there. The transmission is hooked onto it. We have the floor pan in there. The pedals are in there. They're just hanging there for now until I can get in there with my seat to make sure that they're in the right place. Seat mounts in there. I don't think I said, but the QA1 ball joints we have in there, I really like them because you can adjust them and make them move freely, which that's a big thing with these cars. But it looks like we did get a lot done today, but there's still a lot more to be done. So there should be more videos.
Okay, so you mentioned the 3-piece spindles. Tell them a little bit about that.
So the 3-piece spindles, we use them because they're a little bit easier for us to deal with, because with the 1-piece, we bend these pretty much if we get in a wreck and it's bad enough when we end up bending the steering arm, and we can, if you see there's a bolt right here, we can just undo that bolt and buy the steering arm, and then we can put it back together and it'll be fine. With the 1-piece, if we bend that, we have to get a whole new spindle. And so the 3-piece here, it works by, this is the steering arm, we got the main body, and then the brake mount. That's why they're called a 3-piece. They're really easy to use because you can, like I said, if you bend something, you don't have to change the whole thing. You can just take it apart and then put the piece that you need back on there. So I guess you can say they're reusable. So that's why we use them on all of our cars.
Okay, and the QA1 ball joints, what about those?
So I really like the QA1 ball joints because so most of the ball joints that you get now, you can't adjust them, so they might come really stiff or really loose, and you don't really want that for a car. You want them to be just perfect. And then with these QA1 ball joints, they are they're pretty much like the 3-piece spindle where you can take a piece off if you bend it or something. So there's a piece up here that you take off, and then there's a piece underneath it for a grease fit, and the grease goes up in there. You take them two off, and then the whole ball joint comes apart. And most of the time, if we break something with this, it's pretty much the stud that we break. And so it's easy to do that. And then what I really like about these is that I guess you can say it's driver preference on how tight you want it or how loose you want it. So like I done these a little while ago before we got the car back, and they have a tool that you can sit there and get them tighter or looser for the stiffness of them. And I done them to what I feel like is the best. So that's why I really like them. And then like if you need to get a longer stud or anything, once again it's really easy to just, all you gotta do is pop this out, you put the new stud in there, pack it with grease, and then you're ready to go. And then it's really easy to clean, so that's a big maintenance part that we do here. But that's why we really like them.
Saves you from having to buy a new one every time. You can take them apart, clean them, re-grease them.
Yep. That's why we use these. We use these in all of our cars, just like the 3-piece spindle, just because they're easier for us. And then it's I guess you can say reusable, because if you
well, it's more cost effective.
Yeah, more cost effective, because if you break this, instead of having to go, I don't even know how much they run. I guess
around $80.
$80. Instead of paying $80 for a brand new one, you can pay like I think $30 for the stud, and then you're ready to go again. So like he said, it's more cost effective. Same with the 3-piece spindle. So yeah. All right, guys. I just wanted to show y'all this. I thought it was crazy. So we aren't used to a lot of cold weather here in South Louisiana. So big wake-up call for us in the morning. I just wanted to show y'all all the ice that is on the race car trailer. And then the crazy thing is, whenever you come over here and you got about 2 inches of ice still on it, it hasn't melted at all. Everything has started to melt today. Everything on the roof started to melt, but I just thought that was crazy that all of this ice is still left, and just really how much ice there is. We are not used to this at all. Will you guys please like and subscribe, and we will bring you along for more of putting the car together. There's still a lot to go.